Certainly.
Ruggiero, 2 G's. I don't know Frank Hess. He's only been on the board for a few months. Everything you just outlined, he can handle. He's built a business.
Yeah.
I don't know how big it is, but he's built a business. Why don't we go with him? If he's not qualified, in 3 to 5 months, we'll talk to you again.
Well, number one, let's make clear that I am the management consultant. I am not an applicant for the position of township manager.
I think Frank can handle it.
I got one question. But Frank's
If you
already
don't mind,
outvoted.
may I go in order as I see him go up? Yes, sir.
Mike Savage. I have a firm that offered to do this job for free. And everybody should know that. And we're going to work with Frank Hess. I'm a chartered financial consultant. Been doing this 25 years. I was on CNBC last Thursday. That's how dumb I am. You guys don't even want to listen.
Not Morning Joe.
Actually, opening bell. But you know, the whole point is I've been on national TV 7 times in the last 5 months. Fox News, CNBC. I'll do it for free. Me and Frank.
There you go.
There's your money. By the way, we have a CPA and an attorney on staff, so we're okay.
I think that cut it.
Those duties that you just explained, what of that is not currently being done by somebody who is either an elected official or a paid staff member? What percentage of those duties, that if you had read every bit of minutia, okay, what percentage of those duties is currently not being done by an elected official or a paid staff member?
Those responsibilities, well, let me be clear. As I said, they were the powers and duties. They are not the job description. So what you heard me read through are what the duties are to be. A job description which further defines what the person would do in greater detail for performance and performance measurement would be added.
Okay.
With respect to the powers and duties, those powers and duties are being conferred from the way it's presently being done now with 3 elected officials who presently do that, to have a professional manager educated in public administration perform those duties.
So what I heard you just say now, in a lot of words, you're not a politician? Oh,
I guess you could say
it
that.
was 100% of it's being done today, is what I just heard you say. Is that a proper translation?
I can't say 100% of it is being done today.
95%?
I could tell you that.
He doesn't know.
No, sir, but I could tell you that what I described to you are powers and duties that are conferred by the second-class township code that must be performed by the governing body or its appointees.
And
Now,
why can't Frank handle it?
So
in
if-
my
Mike.
I asked the board that, really, this guy only, you know.
The truth is, I'm gonna tell you something. Rich and Bob did our budget. Couldn't ask for a better job and a better firm to do it. He's not here trying to solicit a job for himself. He's really not. He's not BSing any of you. But the truth is, they had to do that this year. They had to do the budget. They're excellent at it. I'm not gonna BS you. Their charges for the budget were not astronomical. So even if you had, and that's another option, is they would come in and do that every year. Put that together. We had talked about that as an option. So, just so you know, they're not here to promote themselves jobs, they have jobs. And that's important to know.
Well, I guess I asked the wrong guy, sorry, I didn't mean to have you, but Frank and Harold and Jane, what percentage of those duties and authorities and responsibilities are not currently being addressed today by you all?
Many of them are by me. I'm going to be leaving.
Okay, that's
the person that replaces
Okay.
you.
Okay, so basically all of them are being done somehow today, but who's doing it is the issue.
But we have a very successful businessman here who, I was on the park board for a few months when Frank came on. He was more than willing to learn anything. He asked us continuously what he could do to help us. Now, Jane, have you shown Frank how to do any of the budget work or anything like that? Have you passed on? Have you trained him?
I'm not training him.
Why?
Why not?
Yeah.
You're
Why not?
supervising.
Yeah,
You
somebody
wanna
else-
train the new
You're
guy.
gonna train someone
Train
else?
the new guy, train him.
I'm not-
Why are we gonna pay somebody $80,000?
Excuse me, but there's a big difference between what a township manager can come in and what I have to do with that. I just have to show him what this township does in the way that he's not used to
A
doing.
year
Frank.
and 4 months is lost.
Frank has.
I'm already in a year and 4 months. I
You wouldn't
could've been
even give
doing
him the park board budget. We had to
Certainly
beg that for
did.
how many months?
No, he had the budget right in front of him. He was given a copy of all the budget.
Jane.
Paul. He did.
I beg to differ on
Well,
that
I
note
bet
also.
you could ask Bob. I
But
can tell you, he gave us each a
Why,
copy of
why
the
do we
budget.
have to hire someone when the poor lady Gabby Gifford, who was shot in the head, she has her clerical, her office staff running her office right now. She doesn't have, she's got trained people that she trained. You're not willing to train anyone.
That's not
Have
my
to do
job
that.
to train. I had no time to train Frank Hess.
But you'll train a new guy that we're gonna pay.
No.
It seems like you will not
No.
relinquish
Young lady
Oh, you're
anything.
missing the point.
No,
You
you're
are
missing the
No,
point,
you are
Jane.
missing the point. To train Frank, Frank knows, and I don't even like to say that, he doesn't know what he doesn't know, okay? But a township manager coming in here will know all of this. I just
I
have to show him
think we
what the
should wait
township does.
until the new supervisor's in.
I don't have
Let-
time to train Frank, no.
No, but you got time to train somebody else.
I'd like to say something for a minute. I'm here a year and 4 months. That all could have been all training time. Let's put that aside though.
Well, Frank, you.
My education is not in Penn State. It's from the School of Hard Knocks.
Right.
All right? I started my business with $1,300 in a Volkswagen Rabbit pickup truck with tied from bumper to bumper. When I retired, I tell you what, I did a lot more than this township does in business, and I had over 60 employees at that time. And I did the payroll, I did everything. Nobody else did anything except for the people under me that sealed the checks or whatever they did. I did all that work. Because I believe that nobody will do what you will do if you want to be successful in life. I didn't take this job because I need a job. I took this job to give back a little bit of what I got from this township, which I give this township credit and the people in it and my children and my wife for making me a success. And that's why when I walk downtown, and there's very few people I could say this, my database of customers was over 20,000 people is in my database. And I don't walk through the mall downtown and hide my face. I walk through the mall and have my head up high and I don't hide from nobody. Because I've never done something crooked or underhanded all my life. And that's the truth. And anyone in this building that knows me knows that I've done more to help people, and I'm willing to keep doing that. I'll do this job for, I get $37,000 a year, I'll do that job for $37,000 a year. I don't care. It isn't a matter of the money. And I am sure between people helping and things that'll go on here, because all of us are in the same desperate situation. I don't care how much money you have, you don't like waving goodbye to it when you gotta pay bills. That doesn't matter. And I've said to people in this town, I don't care if you're the richest or the poorest, that don't matter here. Not in my shop it don't, because I'll help anybody. And I've done it since I'm here, and I won't stop. I am more than willing to do this for the people of the town. It's up to you. I think I should have a minute of saying what I've got to say too, because that's how I feel. And any of you who know me, that you know that's a true feeling.
Yeah.
I got one last statement. I can see it's not a new business manager, it's politics that's going on here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the fact that we need a township
Yeah,
manager.
No, we
We
got
got one sitting right next to you.
He doesn't know how to do a payroll card.
Okay, well,
Sounds to me like you have a desire to learn.
Frank, you got away all those years without paying your people?
No, he did.
Nah, I got with it. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna set up a TV station. We have Jack Swersey in this township. We're gonna do a little show here in the town.
I have a quick question, Vincent Trapasso. You've indicated to us a couple of times that you're here as a kind of like a hired gun, paid consultant. correct? You're not here for the applicant, for the township manager, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so listening to the community and hearing about holes in roads, bridges, can't fix them, franchise fees, do you think that now's the right time to be doing this? And I'm asking you the question, because you're the professional, not them, you are. What do you think? You're the businessman.
Here's where the politician comes out.
We don't wanna hear that.
I want to hear the answer. Please just give me the answer.
The answer is, if I were the manager, let me say, approach it from that. If I were the manager, my advice to this Board of Supervisors this evening would to not be to take action on either of these matters tonight. I would ask them to invite people who want to have discussion about this, either a committee or whomever, to
You would
sit
listen
down,
to us?
to sit down with you, answer any questions where people can be answering.
We're not
them
used to that.
comfortably, and then to revisit this. If you want my honest answer, okay, that would be my recommendation.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that precludes him from doing something similar to the way it's been. I am telling you that the way this, let me ask you,
Please
that
let
the way
Rich talk.
this board, the majority of this board, has chosen the alternative of putting the professional management of this township into one individual who has a specific education and experience.
Did you hear what Frank said?
I heard what he said.
He said he started with a broken down automobile and $1,300,
God's sake, so
and
many
he's
brothers.
built into a $9 million business. You know what that takes? Imagination. It takes knowledge. It takes incentive. Why can't he continue to do that under the auspices of business manager?
That's, okay, because you're not allowed to be that. You can't be a supervisor and the manager. You can't do it. No, it's not.
Well, we'll call him the secretary. We'll get him
You can do that.
Well, we'll make him secretary treasurer.
I heard what you said about the overlap, okay? I run two businesses. One's an ice cream shop, one's a restaurant. I can walk into any ice cream shop in the country and run it. So if the genius with the MBA coming in as township manager should not need any overlap. If there's two supervisors that are staying in place that can tell him what's going on, if he's that smart, he should be able to do it without any help.
Yes, you can. That is one way
Well,
to
then
do
we
it.
don't need an overlap. So then do it after November.
Well, that's not my decision.
That's
Here's the money to fix the bridge.
Is it true that, maybe this is for the board, is it true that we're also hiring a finance manager? Because I've heard people say that they're now budgeting.
In the budget.
It is in a budget to hire a finance manager. And then, before you answer, my question is gonna go to, so we have the money for a township manager, a finance manager, and then we have a very well qualified gentleman who does a great job. Tim does a great job as an attorney, but it sounds to me like this manager is gonna be doing legal work and is gonna be looking over the finances because that's what he or she is trained for, and then that's a whole lot of salary is going out for something that one manager should be doing. And also, are we looking to replace a Tim McManus, and are we bringing on a finance manager as well?
I can tell you that there is money in the budget for a finance director.
How much?
Why is that needed then, in your experience? Why is that needed if we have someone, we just said that Frank, great businessman, but may not know enough to be able to handle finances of, so, you know, that's, anybody can argue that, and I'm not sure if that's true or not, but if that's the case, then why do we need a finance manager and a manager for the supervisors?
George, you got two people volunteering their time. This gentleman here, and I'm sorry I don't know your name.
Mike Savage.
Mike Savage and Frank S.
I
Why do we
agree
need
with you.
anybody else?
I agree with you, but
Hey, I don't want to get into Mr. Savage's background. I haven't seen his resume. I can't even begin to tell you whether he's qualified to be a finance director or not. Certainly sounds qualified to be a financial analyst. That's irrelevant.
I'm a chartered financial consultant for 25 years.
I don't know you. I mean, you
And on
understand
top
what
of
I'm
that, I
saying?
have a CPA and an attorney on my staff who would also help. So where are we going here?
My point is, I'm not addressing your particular situation. I'm answering what questions are asking me relative to the form of
The
government.
questions are real simple. The expertise in the room, it's here for free, and you gotta be a maniac not to listen.
Right.
That's the deal.
Rich, could you address
Anybody
my
who
question
can add
about the
two and two
finance
can do
director?
that job.
I can't agree with that.
Political connotations.
I can't,
that we don't know
having spent years getting that education and experience, I can't agree with
I
that.
spent, believe me, I have guys who have more in the township too, so.
So my question, back to my question is, why do we need a finance director too if we're gonna have a township manager? Why do we need a finance manager? And isn't Tim qualified to do a lot of the legal work? So if Frank is a good businessman and can handle some of it, and we have Tim McManus, who I don't think anybody in the room doesn't think he does a great job. And I know Jane, I'm not saying Jane hasn't done a good job, but a lot of times when we ask the board a question, it goes to, Tim, what do you think? And he's kind of acted as this whole, township manager for
He's
years.
the legal person.
Well, he's a legal person, right, but the question was, Frank may not know the answer because legally there are issues. And legally there are things that need to be addressed that Frank may not know, but we have an attorney who knows those things.
I've known Tim since the late 80s, and I'm not going to disagree with the word you said. So let's leave that aside. But he's the solicitor. He's not the manager. He may, out of the goodness of his heart, because he's been here a long time and it's the kind of person he is, delve over and answer any question and do whatever this board asks, because that's Tim. You don't find that in every solicitor. And it's really not the point in terms of what a manager should be doing.
But maybe I'm not stating this right. So if Frank is volunteering to do this for nothing, and we have someone like Mike Savage, assuming he's qualified because you haven't seen his resume, but assuming that's correct, when you take those two individuals who are charging nothing, and don't give Frank the title of manager because it can't be done.
You
But
got
with
it.
that
It's
coupled
nothing
with-
more than what I'm making now,
Right.
because that's becoming an issue.
Exactly.
Right.
That coupled with what Tim can contribute legally, the advice that he could give these two gentlemen, would that not suffice? And then at least it buys us another year or 2 years until maybe we're in a better position from a township where we can hire somebody. But we talk about a bridge, and this woman is trying to get a point across about a pothole. She can't even visit her sick family. She's concerned about them. But we're not going to fix that. We're going to take care of hiring a supervisor. It frustrates me, and I think it frustrates everybody in this room.